New Wave Podcast.
Yep.
Yeah. Nash412 on Instagram, all social media. New Wave Podcast. My co-host Brendan up in here. Lights
already know.
Lasso. What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
dog?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Oh, we
Dreaming
good.
about getting out now.
Yeah,
It's out
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
it's out now everywhere.
Yeah. Fire.
Appreciate that.
Album's dope, man.
Thank
really
you.
fucking
Thank
with
you.
the album, man. Really
Took a
fucking
minute.
with it.
That
Yeah.
was smooth, man. From beginning to end, we talked about it. You know what I'm saying? We ran through the whole album. I like how, I told you, one thing I like about the album, you can't tell where you're from, first off. Secondly, it's just a good, like, real all-around album.
Yeah.
To where you can say, you can just throw it on, like, you know what I'm saying? Say your girl with you, just smooth. You know what I'm saying? You don't really got to skip nothing. Just let it ride out. That's just my take on it. I love it.
Yeah,
It's adult rap music. That's what I fuck with. Like,
It's
you know
what?
I mean? It's adult rap music. Like
Adult
it's not,
rap
it's
music.
not
Okay.
kids. Like, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying? It's not
yeah,
for the
yeah,
little
that's
young
it.
bucks. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? They ain't jumping around, banging my head off the fucking wall and shit. Like
yeah.
that, you know
No,
what I
I
mean?
feel you.
It's, you know what I
Okay.
mean? You got some soulful, you know what I mean? Soulful beats and shit. Bars is up to par. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
polished. I fuck with it.
That was definitely the plan. Was to keep it smooth. I was
Yeah.
telling you in between the joints. It was real choppy at the beginning because I had a title track that was called "Dreaming About Getting Out," and there was a lot of bars, but it just didn't give us a smooth transition into the next song, and the beat wasn't like perfect. Nowadays, you're supposed to start the album with something that's like popping because people's attention spans are so short. All the
Yeah.
streaming, there's like whole article about it. But I was like, I can't do that this time just because of the way I know that this album's supposed to go. It's like in a chronological order from childhood to when you get older. And the first two songs was all about childhood. So I was like, I'm going to just let it just start how it starts. And,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Maybe next time I'll hit them with some crazy at the beginning
Right.
to really jump it off fast.
Yeah. And for your album to cover you from childhood to adult, that's like a huge time frame in your life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Let's start from the beginning. The Lights Lasso story, where's it
Mm.
start? You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's take it back. Where you from?
I'm from Pittsburgh, PA, born and raised. Me and my middle brother.
Okay.
So I have no other family besides my immediate family in Pittsburgh. My dad's from Virginia Beach. My mom's from like the smallest town in Chicota, Oklahoma. She's actually from where Carrie Underwood's from,
Okay.
Chicota, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Real small town. I was just there in November. So as far as the accent thing goes, I think I did have an accent, but when I went to school, when I went to college, I kind of fine-tuned the way I speak in general, and I think that's when I kind of like lost that like last little Pittsburgh edge on my accent a little bit. I mean, I think it's still there, but it's definitely not there like it could be or like it used to be when I was like 16, 17.
Right.
Yeah, youngest of three.
Okay.
Both parents in the home.
Word.
I went to Perry High School, went to Schiller Middle School, all that's right there on the north side. So
Yep.
I lived in the same house, then move around. Not one of those stories. So
Yeah.
that's how I began.
Yeah. So growing up, was you always into rap? Were you know what I mean? Sports?
I would always play sports just like everybody else, but I had like a vivid imagination. So, and I was the youngest on my block too. So all my friends were like my middle brother's age. Just cause like that's who was in the neighborhood or in like around who would come outside and play, knock on the doors, how people used to do that, I guess.
Right.
They was all like a year or two or three older than me. So they got in like heavy into sports before I was like really heavy into sports. I mean, I liked them and would play,
Yeah.
but like I wasn't sitting down for an NBA game when I'm like 3 years younger for them, and I wasn't, I want to play with like action figures and stuff still.
Yeah.
So they used to tease me about that. But then I started growing and I started beating them in sports. So
Yeah.
the things got better. As far as music goes, though, I was always into listening to music, but I was not thinking I would be an artist, but I would write songs. But I still just never even thought, it just didn't even cross my mind to try to be an artist even as a kid.
Okay.
I've from listening to the album, it's real like soulful. It doesn't sound like it's just rap. And I was speaking to you about this before, like
Yeah.
for it to sound like that, I'm sure from your mother, father growing up, it had to be like some other influence coming in for
Yeah.
you to like be a little bit more diverse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With your album. You know what I'm
My earliest memories are really in the car driving down to visit my grandparents and my family in Virginia Beach every summer or like twice a year during Easter and stuff. And, you'd always know when we getting close to the beach because the Isley Brothers would just start, like my dad would cut that on. Like as soon as you hit that ocean's about to come up, it just be blasting. So if you asleep, you waking up, like you hear that and it's just like you're in a whole nother world. And it really was like that. So definitely the Isley Brothers, Stevie Wonder was playing heavy. Temptations was always like my personal favorite. Like when the Temptations filmed that movie, y'all saw the Temptations movie
for sure.
in Pittsburgh.
For sure.
That was like crazy to me. You know what I mean? That was crazy to me. So my aunt, when I was a kid, I had like a Temptation CD. Like everybody else got, something else. I got like a Temptation CD that I'm rocking out to.
Okay.
But yeah, that's probably the main three groups. And Anita Baker, I think a lot of that.
So the goats.
Yeah, the goats, basically.
The goats.
Whatever my parents. But check it out, though. As far as hip hop goes, I got a brother that's 10 years older than me.
Okay.
So when he got his license, that's when I was hearing the No Limit, you know what I'm saying? That's when I was, you know what I mean, hear Devin the Dude. Those are the two artists that I can like visualize in the back of his Buick, like, you know, the Buicks with the cloth hanging down.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? The old Buicks. I just have that memory in my head. So that's when kind of the hip hop came and kind of like started taking over a little bit.
Right.
So to this point to where you're at now, how long you been making music?
I was recording since like 2010, so like almost 9 years. That's when I was like kind of taking it serious for like. So I've been kind of taking it serious for about 8, something like that.
So what made you jump off into that? You know, you said you went away to college. You know.
Yeah. I went to Pitt. That's where I went, met my boy Marcus.
Okay.
He go by HBM. So he was rapping. He actually ended up getting a dorm right next to me. And also my other bro, Russell, lived right down the street. He had songs out and stuff like that. He kind of slowed down with the music, but he was always rapping. But keep in mind, at this point, I'm not even thinking about being an artist. I'm just around it. And so I started helping my boy Mark with his stuff. And he's like, yo, you need to like do this yourself. And then my bro Russ was like, yo, you need to do this yourself. And that's when I was like, all right, finally I just gave in. Like, all right, I'm going to try to just, you know what I'm saying, do this myself, researching how to find beats, how to write songs. And it kind of just grew from there. So that's like sophomore year college when I was like, all right, I'll do it.
What era was that? Like, what was out around that time? Like, like on the big scale? You know,
let's see. Damn.
11, 20.
Yeah, we shit 20.
Yeah, let me think.
Racks on racks on racks.
Nah, it was like a couple months before that. Okay, I'll tell you what the Kendrick. What's the Kendrick?
Swimming pools.
The first, no, before that. The Kendrick like
high power.
Section 80.
Section 80.
Right before that.
Oh shit, use it. I don't know.
Right before Section 80.
The one before Section 80.
High power.
Damn, yo, it's like my favorite mixtape. I'm drawing a blank.
Was it High Power before Section 80?
Because I had a wild mixtape.
The song dropped, but that's not the mixtape.
I don't know before Section 80. That's as far as back as
I had a wild.
We got to change a rapper. That's as far back as I can go.
So
Section 80.
When The Weeknd and Frank Ocean came out,
okay,
all that time, that's also when I first listened to Kendrick.
Okay.
Whatever that thing was called.
Okay.
It started off with the Kurt Cobain was talking about drugs and stuff. Okay. That joint, like a little bit before that. And then when that dropped, I was like, damn, I'm just gonna quit because this is amazing. I'm about to quit before I really got into it.
Right.
So that's like the era that I got into it for real.
Okay. Living next door to the homies at Pitt or whatever, and you know what I mean, just fucking around with it a little bit. What made you start taking it serious? It was just you laying down a couple verses, and they was just like, "Yo, this is you."
Yeah. So it started off with like editing verses, like, "Nah, you should say it like this. You should say it like this." Then it came to like kind of not really ghostwriting, like they would use it, but like just kind of like here and there some ideas. And then it came to like, "All right, just write a verse, and we just gonna try it." They probably low key tricked me into like really doing it. But I fell in love with the process. Like first and second time that I did it, I was like, "Oh, this shit is fun." Okay. So busy with schoolwork that we still recorded, but it still wasn't something that I was like spending the time on it. But then once I started kind of sharing it around, and people was like, "Yo, like if you keep working, like this could be hard." Like I thought this was gonna be whack. It's not, but it's not whack. You know what I mean? You just got to work on X, Y, and Z. And then once I started like really doing that and seeing how I could grow and see how I could get better and like actually make a good song and have good ideas, that's when I was like, "Oh yeah, this is something I can really, really sink my teeth into now at this point."
Okay.
I really want a lot of people to like listen to this project, Dreaming About Getting Out. I like a lot of songs on there. I was telling you that. Like, I say a good about 6 songs really stand out to me on the project.
That's a lot. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I make stuff. I'm like, man, I hope somebody listen to the whole thing, and if they just like one, then you know what I'm saying, we good. Because I've listened to projects of up and coming artists, and if there's one good song, I bang with them. I'm just gonna keep playing the song. You know what I mean? I don't have to play the whole thing, but I just want something to. You like Sneak This?
Sneak This is my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, Sneak This is it's an unexpected like whole flow and vibe to it. I think.
Someone who does not know Lights La Soul at all, who's watching this interview right now, is there a particular song you think they should start out with listening to an album, or start from the beginning?
If you got 35 minutes, start from the beginning. If you in the car or it's like Saturday morning, you know, or a day off type thing, just start from the beginning. But if you just like, I'm gonna just see something. It's on Spotify for free. pop on to Catch a Vibe, you know what I mean? Because I think that's, you know, you nod your head immediately. So Catch a Vibe, that's the third track. I would say start with that. And if you like that, go to Sneak This. Because Sneak This is like, it catches you off guard, but there's like a real nice groove to it, and it's very lyrical in that first verse.
Yep.
And I think people like get into like what I'm doing with my voice quickly with those two songs right there. Like the flows are diverse too. So I really like that moment in that.
That's one of the things I like about it. You can sing and rap on it. You know what I'm saying? Real melodic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bob your head, it's just like you can go in and out. Like, not to compare to anybody, but it kind of sound like a little like an Anderson .Paak type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I definitely see that. Yeah.
I like the Black Dollar joint, man.
That's just tight too.
That's a fucking that's a instant like Pittsburgh classic for me. Like classic. That shit's going. I really fuck with that song. Like that's a fire joint. I like the whole album. I think I got put on to your music through Bobby from Sneaker Villa. He used to work with me.
Oh yeah, Bobby. Yeah.
Ties.
And you know what I mean. He told me about you or whatever. So I looked up on IG. And I think what brought me to the music was I could tell that you cared about the music right off the rip, just from your Instagram. Like a lot of these dudes, they just seem like they just put shit out there. They just throw it out there. From your visuals, you know what I mean? From how you marketed it, from your pictures and your different posts and whatnot. I just was like, yo, I'm gonna follow this and see where this goes. And then I seen you shooting videos. You went to Iceland, I believe?
Yeah. That was like November, early November.
Okay.
Something like that. Late October.
Okay. So how'd that all come about?
My boy Clark, he's the first dude who used to record us back in the day.
Okay.
And he made a couple beats of like my first mixtape, Fade to Black, my first ever. I've been working with him since Gate. So he was an engineer, but then he was a photographer. He made my first 2 cover arts, not elevator music, but then not the next one. I made the next one, but then he like tweaked that one, and then he made this one. And he's been shooting my videos. He shot my first ever video, Juice and Patron. He shot Black Dollar. He shot Really Up Miles Away. He was going to Iceland.
Okay.
Just on a trip, and he was like, "Yo, you want to go? Flights is super cheap. This is what you gotta do." I looked up the flights. I'm like, yeah, this is like crazy cheap for me going to somewhere that I would have never really thought about going.
That's
I was like, yeah. I did the math. I was like, yeah, this is happening. But I had a contingency. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna go with you, but we are without a doubt 100% shooting a video there. And he was like, all right, we're without a doubt going to shoot a video there. I was like, cool, I'll book my flight tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna do that shit. I didn't want to just go. I wanted to like get all that, you know what I'm saying, captured and stuff.
For sure, that's dope because that's a place that a lot of people were not even going to ever think about going to, and it's like, yo, he shot a music video there. What a dope jam! Like, it's just fire all the way around. Like, you know what I mean? So you have other projects as well before this one? How many other projects do you have?
I have 2 mixtapes.
Okay.
I have Fade to Black.
Okay.
You could really only find that on Dat Piff at this point.
Dat Piff. I love that.
Actually, the Dat Piff app is dope.
For sure.
So if you don't have Dat Piff app on your phone and you are over the age of 20, like you're tripping because one is free and it has all the music that you would want to go like that you already liked and listened to. You know what I'm saying? That she used to have the CD jewel case to is on Dat Piff. So
for sure.
Download Dat Piff. I wish they were paying me for that plug. Yeah, exactly, right? The second mixtape is Cold Classic. That was just like a little growth period I had. I feel like my first one was just like a slightly more polished, even though Cold Classic was like different.
Okay.
I think that's when I was like working out my kinks on that second one.
Okay.
And then Elevator Music is what I consider like my first album. I think that's end of 2015 I dropped that.
Okay.
Right.
And then What Don't Kill You was 2018, and then Dreaming About Getting Out 2019.
So Dreaming About Getting Out, obviously you had growth throughout these projects.
Yeah, big time.
What was the motivation behind Dreaming About Getting Out?
I think I had a lot of sounds sonically that I experimented with since like 2015 that I was like, I couldn't really get it to mesh with like my new like rapping and other songs and other beats and other flows that I had. And I just started to go back and examine it a little bit more and listen to what like other people like a lot of people like Faithful, a lot of people like Always Been. When I found out a lot of people like Always Been, which is like all singing, no rapping. I don't know if y'all saw that. There's a video online. When I found out people liked Always Been and said that they thought that was one of my best songs, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this little melodic, little singing, soulful thing a little bit more. I think I have like a little bit more legroom to do it. And so I went back and collected some other stuff
Yeah.
and went in that direction with Dreaming About Getting Out. The title had always been with me for like a couple years, and I always wanted it to be a project called Dreaming About Getting Out, D.A.G.O for short.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. I eventually thought about what the cover art would be, what the intro would be. And once I thought about that stuff, I'm like, man, this should be like a whole, growing up type of thing.
Yep.
And then I kind of just ran with it, and songs just started to fit. Like none of those songs were on purpose, showing like the growth, and I just made the songs, and they all like kind of fit in the puzzle together. So I mean, that's how that came about.
Word.
Lights was open here, dreaming about getting out. Now I see you. You showed me a little clip of you, man, like real acrobatic, jumping over motorcycles and everything on a high speed chase, like Jackie Chan or something running down the alley, man. What's up with that?
We shooting a video for Breadwinner. It's almost done. Probably gonna finish it up tomorrow morning, honestly, and then drop it at the end of March. I'm trying to drop either a song, a project, or a video every, at least once a month for the entire year, no matter what. So that's probably going to be what I drop at the end of March. It got a lot of action in it. It's my first video with like a lot of action, and you know what I'm saying? It's less like artsy and more like, no, it's an actual plot, you know what I'm saying? And if you listen to Breadwinner, it's kind of about the system ain't really working out for you, so you got to do whatever it takes, any means necessary to get the bread, bring it home, pay your bills, take care of your responsibilities. So that's the theme of the video as well. And I think it's coming along.
I like that you put like a lot of thought into your videos. It's not just, you know what I'm saying, just hand gestures towards the camera type thing.
Yeah, I don't want to do nothing that's just like generic.
Because that music video, like the little clip that you showed me, looked like that took like a day.
Yeah, we did that. That took a couple days. Yeah, like we cut that up. Like the one in the kitchen was one day, and then we did Strip District, and then we did like by the train tracks, and when a train actually came, and like we just put that right in with the video, like running alongside the train. Like it looks pretty dope. It looks kind of crazy. So all that was like 3 or 4 days already, and then we got one more just to like tie a couple loose ends on it.
On the album, what type of production did you have on the album?
So Catch a Vibe I produce with Nick. He goes by Sincerely Nicola. That's Nikola on IG. Mm-hmm. Sneak This is Bonehead Bob. Just produced strictly by him. So those are 2 Pittsburgh artists that you can check out that I work with. Black Dollar is also Nicola by himself. I mean, I was in there. Black Dollar is probably a story I should talk about, especially since you said it's one of your favorite ones. Yeah. I was in the studio, and we started that from scratch, and we actually argued about the beat. It was like one of them whole like producer artist like argument. Like really you got to get your point across to get this on the beat. Yep. And same goes for him. Trying to get something on there to convince me. Made the beat. I wrote the song. I was like, I'm gonna go home and record it and finish writing. We made the beat. I recorded the song that day. I called Clark. I scheduled a session with Germ. I called Clark, who does the videos. We did the video that week. Video was done. The song was done in like less than 2 weeks. I think it was like a 10 or 11 day period. Yeah. We shot the video before it was even mixed down, and then we just added the last track to that. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Nick. He laced that one. Breadwinner is another Pittsburgh producer, Edon Jacobs. Okay. He was Clark's old roommate back in my first mixtape ever days. Yep. And then we just ended up linking up again. Kelly Portis is another producer that's on there maybe 2 or 3 times. And a dude named Melrose Z. I wrote that song back when I was grabbing stuff off SoundClick, Yep. But the people I'm trying to build with are like Nick, Edon, and I've been doing a lot of work with Bonehead Bob, like a lot of work. And I'm starting with a lot of beats that I already have and songs that I already have, and just kind of taking it to him, like, yo, beef up this, take these out. Because sometimes when I start a beat, if I already got the song in mind, I'm not trying to be Timberland in there trying to like get every little hi-hat perfect, because I'm trying to write the song, get these bars off real quick, and while I'm in the studio, because it may be 4 a.m. already. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, this song is done. I don't want to keep tinkering with it. I'm gonna take it to Bob. Like, yo, let's work on this together, and we can be in this room for 8 hours straight. Just getting this stuff done. But he's down for that. So I'm making some of my best music like right now. Like, definitely making my best music right now.
Yo, where did you get your name, Lights La Soul?
It was just Lights, and then Spotify came along, and I searched Lights, and I was like, I can't do this because there's like a million Lights. Yeah, I tried to be smart and add a period, and then I think I was like Lights Ali for like 3 months, and I was like, nah, I don't really like that, and then I don't know where the La Soul came from. I know this De La Soul, but I'm not like a huge De La Soul fan, so I can't honestly say that I got it from them or that I was like paying homage, because that would just be a lie. But when I said it, just kind of flowed.
Okay.
So I just stuck with it.
Yeah.
You blow up. I was just lying. I was paying homage.
Paying homage to De La Soul.
Oh, they gonna listen to this.
Nah, I ain't going.
Nah, De La
Shout out to
Soul's
them,
already
but I'm
in
not
enough
going
shit
to
right now.
make it up.
They already in
they
enough
taking
shit,
all
right?
their money and
Yeah,
stuff.
they
I
already in
followed them.
enough
Like
shit, right?
I probably followed them more after I became Lights La Soul than I did before, because it's just before my era.
Yeah.
And my oldest brother was, he's bumping the Master P. He wasn't bumping the De La Soul. So
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not on De La Soul.
yeah,
A bit before my time.
Hey, they classics,
they hot
man.
though. Yeah, no, I listen to it.
Native tongue, man.
Yeah,
That's
You
his
know what I
time.
mean?
De La Soul.
Yeah.
and they still making music.
For sure.
He's a 60s baby.
No, that's what's up, man. What else can we expect from Lights La Soul? I know more visuals coming. Any more music? You got any shows? Anything coming up?
I got a show on the 22nd of this month, March 22nd. It's at Illegal Apparel. I think it starts at 8.
Was that on the south side?
South side, yeah,
Okay.
right on like the main street, East Carson. It's like thrown by PK Delay, Pet Zebra.
Okay.
And there's like maybe like 4 other artists
Okay.
that'll be there. So yeah, I'm just trying to do more shows, trying to just build my experience up as much as possible on stage. I do like doing a lot of collaboration, but you got to be like 100% committed for me to collab with you, because a lot of people like be hitting me up nowadays, but they don't always got the follow through. So, my best advice is like, if you're actually serious and you're around, then we'll probably collab. But if you ain't really around, then we're probably not going to collab.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not about what you say, it's about what you do.
Yeah.
And it's about the quality too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So far from what I can tell from your work, it's definitely.
And you don't even work with too many
quality.
artists.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's quality over quantity,
Yeah.
So
I have, and I do want to give a shout out too, because I did work with 2 people on Dreaming About Getting Out. Loren, Loren. She is on the Suns Out, Guns Out singing, and we got Tides on Cola.
Yep.
So that's my only feature that's on that album. And lately I've been working with this dude Mile 333. He's just getting started, but believe me, just remember the name, because he's one of the dudes that's around. You know what I mean? That's why I say you gotta be around. So me and him, he's just getting started. He only got 1 song out, but I have like 10 songs with him already. You know what I'm saying? Just because he be around.
What's your name?
Mile 333 is Mile like the distance 3, the number, and then you spell out 30 and 3. But follow him on IG, you'll find him eventually.
Okay.
Follow me and you'll see him tweet it or something like that.
All right.
Salute to Tads. That's my guy.
Yeah. He's a cool dude, man. He's actually the plug for real, because 2 of the producers on there. No, not that plug. Not that plug. No, he's a plug. Like, he introduced me to Bonehead Bob and Nicola, the other producer. And then you said he hit you up about my music, and I know you know him, so he probably did the same thing there. So that's my boy.
Yeah, him and Sticks have conversations about music damn near daily.
Oh, for real?
All kind of shit. So that's my man. We go back.
Yeah, he's
definitely
a cool dude, man.
Definitely good
Knows
dude.
a lot of people too.
Definitely. We definitely appreciate you coming through. You want to shout out your social media? You know what I mean?
Where to find everything?
Yeah, find everything at Lights La Soul, LIGHTSLASOUL. That's IG, Twitter, Facebook. My website is This Is Lights. Just spell exactly how it sounds. All media platforms like iTunes, Apple Music, search Lights La Soul. There are 3 albums up now. You can Spotify them all for free. They're all on Apple Music, like I said. And just get familiar, because like I said, I'm dropping a lot of stuff this month, next month, all year, every month, just content, a lot of content coming your way. And I want people to kind of be able to follow along and not miss out, and try to, because I pay attention to how I drop it. So if you want to know, just follow, so that it's easy to follow along and see what's going on.
For sure. Right.
Dreaming About Getting Out.
Definitely check it out, man. It's a dope project.
Yeah.
One of my favorites of 2019.
I like the outro too. One last thing. We had a conversation about that. You said, when the outro, you feel as though there's never a chorus needed.
Right. The outro that I have, there's no hook, there's no chorus. And I don't feel like I don't think the outro needs to be a song. You know what I mean? the only memorable song that's an outro that I can think of is on Acid Rap. And it makes sense because of like the whole, you know, he's kind of like bringing back the intro and stuff like that. But I like things that end, you know, that like summarize what just happened on the album, but then just take you and kind of clear your head for the next spot. I think Cabo Flow does that because it's like it kind of summarizes the album because I'm saying about stuff that I've been going through, but the tempo, the track and everything, to me, it sounds sonically a little bit different, and there's no hook, so it's just my thoughts. It's like I think that's how you got to end it.
Go all out with a bang.
Bars and just give your thoughts, just like last thoughts, boom, so you can finish that. Like that album's over, the next one's going to be completely different. So that's my take on every album, not just mine. It should be just like.
And when you said that, I never even thought about that. Like, damn, like there is like a lot of outros that don't got a hook on it. I'd never really thought about it. They're just like rapping. And I'm like, like I like the way they finished that project, but I never really thought, oh, hook, no hook. You know what I'm saying? I don't really just be thinking when I listen. I just kind of like just
listen through the song.
Okay.
That's what we were saying. That's what I was telling him. I think the album, it finishes very strong, where a lot of joints towards the middle and the end, it kind of slows down. It loses its steam. Yeah. The end of the album is probably my favorite. Like, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of momentum.
Yeah, there's a lot of momentum still. Like, you know what I mean? It has excellent replay value all the way through. Like, I fucks with it a lot. So definitely, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I kind of wanted it to get more exciting towards the end, just like with because it's like more pressure on me in adulthood than it was. That's why it's real chill. I was telling you, like, even my voice is like lighter in the beginning, and my voice kind of gets deeper on the tracks as I get like older through the album at the end. And I wanted to make sure that the beats were like, you know, when I was picking songs, that it was like not getting slow like the beginning. It was like keep going up.
So for your voice to be getting deeper towards the end, how long did it take you to make the whole project, Dreaming About Getting Out?
There's songs there's like a song on there that's 3 years old. And then there's a couple that I just finished maybe in the last 6 months. And most of them were made like probably like 2017. Remember I told you I got sick? I couldn't record for like a whole year. Or I could record, but it wasn't no quality that I was going to put out. It was just so I have ideas so that when I could record. So this one kind of took like a couple years to do. Now my voice didn't change in those years, but it's just the way that the album panned out. It is like I'm very light, and kind of gets thicker as it. That just kind of just happened.
That's a fire detail. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't hear people do shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? That's dope. Like, that's what I'm saying. I could tell he cares about the music. Like, you know what I mean? About the projects. That's why I really fuck with it. You know what I mean? It's dope.
That, man.
It's dope.
It's
dope. Definitely. Man, we expecting some big shit, man. We're going to keep following you and watch you for the whole 2019. If there's anything we could do to support, you know, just let us know. We'll definitely pull up to the shows and whatnot. You know what I mean? We appreciate it, man.
Thank
appreciate
you,
Surely.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all, man.
Definitely.
Lights the soul.
Lights the soul.
Dreaming About Getting Out. New Wave
Definitely.
Podcast.